What's up, finance virtuosos? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about one of my favorite side hustles and potential full-time business ideas, flipping items for profit. Have you ever looked around your home and noticed all the stuff just sitting there collecting dust? The old electronics, furniture, clothes, toys, you name it, stuff you don't need or use anymore. Well, what if I told you that unused junk could be turned into cold hard cash? That's exactly what flipping is all about. This is the Finance Virtuoso channel, where we talk about all things finance. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future money tips and tricks. Flipping is the process of taking items that are unwanted or undervalued by their current owners, buying them at a low cost, and then reselling them to someone who actually needs or wants that item for a higher price. Basically, you're making a profit by being the middleman. If you think that flipping makes you a glorified reseller, you'd be partially right. But flipping is so much more than just reselling. It's about having a keen eye for value, knowing what to look for, and most importantly, understanding the markets you're buying and selling in. To illustrate what I mean, a few months back, I came across an old vintage radio at a yard sale. The seller had it priced at $5, an absolute steal considering the condition it was in. I did some quick research on recent sold prices for that model and found they were going for anywhere from $75 to $150 on eBay and other online marketplaces. So I bought it for $5, gave it a quick clean-up, took some nice photos, and listed it on eBay. Within a week, it sold for $120 to some radio collector. After fees and shipping costs, I still walked away with around $90 profit just from spotting that undervalued item and knowing there was demand for it elsewhere. Not a bad return for very little actual work. That's the beauty of flipping. You can turn a small investment into a solid profit with the right sourcing, market knowledge, and hustle. And the best part? The startup costs are extremely low compared to most other businesses. You can literally start flipping items for profit from your own home with just a few bucks. Have some old clothes, books, or DVDs lying around that you don't need? There's your initial inventory right there. Don't have anything? Ask friends and family if they have any unwanted items they'd let go for cheap or free. You can also start sourcing inventory from yard sales, thrift stores, and online marketplaces themselves. From there, it's just a matter of researching what you've got to understand the demand and price points, getting them listed and marketed properly, and shipping items out to buyers. Easy peasy. Now, I'm not saying you'll get rich overnight flipping items. It does take knowledge, effort, and hustle like any good business. But it's a fantastic way to generate extra income from home with very little startup capital. And who knows, you might just find you have an eye and passion for it to turn flipping into your full-time gig. I know a husband and wife team whose experience serves as a perfect example. Jude was already doing some flipping as a side hustle before Joan came on board. When she had their first kid and lost her main income, she gave his little flipping biz a try out of necessity. Before long, she was making thousands per month just by listing unwanted items from around the house. Fast forward a few years and Jude and Joan have built their little side hustle into a full-time flipping business, allowing them to leave their old jobs behind. They're living their dream lifestyle thanks to spotting value in unwanted items and hustling to get those items in front of the right buyers. Their story isn't unique either. There are flippers out there generating 6 and even 7 figures annually from just buying and reselling items. It's a massive market with so many different product categories and niches to get into. So whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side, trying to get a new business off the ground with low startup costs, or aiming to build a full-time flipping operation, it's 100% possible with some work and know-how. Speaking of know-how, let me break down the simple process of getting started flipping items from start to finish. First, you need to source your inventory. Start at home going through all your unused stuff. Separate it into 3 piles: stuff to keep, stuff to trash, and stuff to sell. Anything going in that third, to sell, pile is now your initial inventory. Next, research those items to understand their value and demand. Search for recently sold listings on platforms like eBay to gauge realistic pricing. Make note of how sellers described the items, what condition they were in, and any other relevant details. With that pricing intel, you can start getting your inventory listed and ready for sale. For physical items, that means taking clear, well-lit photos from multiple angles. Describe the products thoroughly and accurately in your listings, including all specifications, condition notes, and other important details. When writing descriptions, make sure you use relevant keywords that buyers will be searching for. This helps your listings get discovered more easily. You'll also want to factor in the platform's fees and any shipping costs to price your items properly to still make a decent profit margin. Once listed, it's just a matter of monitoring your listings, answering any buyer questions, and shipping items out safely and promptly when sales come through. Provide good customer service, build that positive seller reputation, and sales will steadily grow. As you get more experienced and funds allow, you can start expanding your sourcing efforts beyond just home items. Scour yard sales, thrift stores, flea markets, even online arbitrage from retailer clearance sections. Wherever you can find items being undervalued, there's a potential profit opportunity. Certain product categories tend to provide better returns too. Some popular items to flip include furniture, vintage electronics, antiques, collectibles, sporting goods, and basically anything that's well built to last. Do some research into different niches and see what piques your interest. The possibilities are honestly endless when it comes to flipping items for profit. It's a massive market with room for anyone to get involved, no matter your background or experience level. All you need is the willingness to learn, put in some hustle, and start looking at the world a little differently. That old dresser your parents want to get rid of? A potential $100 bill just waiting to be unlocked. Those baseball cards you've had boxed up for decades? They could secretly be worth thousands to the right collector. That funky painting your aunt made you feel obligated to take home? A unique art piece somebody would love to own and display. It's all about opening your eyes to the value and demand for different items out there. Once you start looking at everything through that flipper's lens, you'll never see your unused stuff the same way again. One person's junk can truly be another's treasure when you understand how to tap into those markets. So there you have it, folks, your full introduction to the lucrative world of flipping items for profit. Whether it remains a fun little side gig or grows into your next successful business, it's an incredibly accessible and rewarding hustle that anyone can get started with quickly. As always, let me know if you have any other questions down in the comments. And if you're already an experienced flipper yourself, drop some of your best tips and product categories for others to look into. That's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.